Everyone to today's Fact or Fiction.
Hello.
What happened to my echo?
Echo.
Yeah.
Echo.
Okay.
Echo.
Close enough, I guess. My name is Maria Mejia.
Mejia.
David
Pataki here.
And today we want to talk about the little statement that we threw out there for everyone. Actually, let me scroll up and get it. Oh, I forgot what it was. It was...
Reoccurring revenue is the key to success. Is that a fact or a fiction? And it is...
Fact.
Fact. A great big 100% fact.
Why is it a fact, David?
What?
I'm just kidding.
Why are you looking at me for? No, it's a fact because when you have reoccurring revenue, then you've got money coming in on a regular basis. You're able to plan, your business is more viable. You can look at building profitability and all that fun stuff in there, as opposed to doing stuff for one-off. You know, you do your project, you sell your product, they get it or they pay for it, one and done, on they go. And now you have to go look for another client.
Yep. So yeah, very much most business models are a one and done kind of client business model where, you know, they want one specific service. Okay, you perform that specific service for them. Right? They're off to the races somewhere else now. Now you have to go back out into the market, you know, network with more people, contact more potential clients, and, you know, all that hassle over and over every single time you give the service. So then comes the question, like, is all of your work trying to generate and find those clients, is that being paid off through how much they're paying you? And most of the time the answer is no.
Right. I mean, like if it's a one and done, hopefully there's enough profit margin in there to make it worth your while, or you have a sales process set up that you've got sales coming in on a regular basis. Now, I know you might say, oh, Dave, well, you know, I can't do, a pay-as-you-go, or I mean, I can't do a reoccurring, I can't do a subscription model, I can't do something like that. Yeah, there are some businesses, absolutely for sure, that it would be difficult to do that. But what you've got to do is you got to look at what can you add to it. So we'll take, a dog breeder, for example. Right, you're a dog breeder. You spend all this money, investment time into breeding this beautiful, gorgeous dog. You promote it. Someone goes, that's the perfect dog. They come meet the dog. Awesome, wonderful. They sit down with it. Okay, that's great. Here is your money. Boom, and then they walk away, and they're not coming back next week to buy another dog. Likely not.
Likely not.
But what you could do instead is, I mean, if you're passionate about the dog breeding, by all means, go ahead and do that. But look at doing maybe private branding on dog food. You know, go to a co-packer, get some labels done up, produce some of the product, and then you can sell it, and then that is reoccurring revenue. You're able to then sell them. Of course, make sure that the food isn't just your regular average stuff. Make sure you have a product that is better than most, right? When you private label it, they can only buy it from you, but you could also look at selling it from just your place where you're breeding the dogs. But you can also look at local vets and local pet stores that are around you. So now all of a sudden you've developed a reoccurring revenue stream so that you can keep the revenue coming on an ongoing basis.
So you mentioned there, just finding a completely separate, service to give people on a recurring basis. Something else that you could do is embrace technology that's being built or being advanced in your field. For example, say you're a pool cleaner. The beginning of the summer season, everyone wants their pool cleaned, just so it's nice and fresh. And once that hot day comes, you can just jump in and not worry. So, you have that service, your annual pool cleaning, and then you have your winter pool cleaning before it all closes up. So, that's great. But how are you going to be generating your revenue throughout the summer? Well, maybe there's different things that you can attach to the pool that will do like an automatic cleaning. but your clients don't want to pay, the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Well, you can maybe rent that out to them. Be like, hey, pay me a rently amount or a monthly amount, and we'll get this automatic pool cleaning robot set up for you. And then every now and then, maybe once or twice a month, if you're planning on having a big pool party, we'll come in, we'll make sure everything's clean, that the pH level or the salt level in your pool is up to par, that, it's safe for everyone to be in. Now you have a subscription for your clients throughout the summer, and it will probably cost you very little to keep that person for you monthly.
Right, and then what I would just add to that is the chemicals that you need. Or if you're a supplier for those chemicals, whether or not they bring you on that subscription basis, but that's an excellent idea, Maria, by the way. But that's low cost at your end as well. You buy it in bulk, you're able to sell it. That's a repeat customer on an ongoing basis, and that especially the pool closing for sure. But what else can you do to look at going through the winter months? There's always different things, but those are two great examples of taking it is on a regular monthly basis.
Something that we do that business owners need to keep in mind, though, obviously businesses nowadays are trying to push everyone into a subscription model, reoccurring. We've seen it sometimes with our desktop softwares like Microsoft Word, where you used to just go to Office Max. Is that American? Canadian?
Yes, it's
Okay.
American. Got the American beside us here. Staples.
So you could go into Staples.
There's the Staples Center in LA. How come? It's got to be big in the US as well.
I've heard of it. I didn't know that's what it was.
Yeah, okay.
So anyway, you can go into your local
Staples.
office supply store,
Staples,
and you used to be able to, and just buy, the one-time Microsoft 2020.
Yeah, $4.95 or whatever it is.
But nowadays, they're like, okay, you have to pay us $9 a month, and we'll keep you up to date and all that kind of things. We need to keep in mind that not everything is subscribable. What your service is now doesn't exactly translate to a subscription-based service sometimes. So don't try and force a subscription software into something that wasn't built to be subscription-based or subscription or a service,
Right, so instead of, as Maria said, instead of trying to force, the round peg into the square hole, what additional product or service that you could add to what you have that complements it, but is already set up to be more on a monthly basis? It doesn't necessarily have to be subscription. Like, you might say, yeah, well, we're all subscription to death out here, but that unfortunately is the way it is. But again, dog food isn't technically a subscription-based scenario. However, it's a consumable, right? And that's the same with all the inkjet printers out there. You buy basically a cost, and they make their money off the ink. I still can't believe $50, $60, $70 for a little cartridge of ink in there, but that's where they get you, right? So I'm not saying be a big box ink printer store and gouge people with the ink, but what else can you do, or how can you change it? I know that some home services companies, they have like a home services club that they have where it's a monthly fee, but with that monthly fee they've got the cleaning, they've got the inspections, they've got routine little things that they do for you, so it's kind of almost like prepaying as well. So there's different ways to look at it, so just take the time to figure out what is the best way, whether you switch what you've got, what can you add to it, or you maybe look at a JV that has something that can help as well.
Along with that are you going to be pricing the subscription at a reasonable amount? So that being are you able to cover any expenses that you're going to incur? Because obviously a one-time project is going to incur different expenses than a continuous, ongoing, subscription-based project. So we have to make sure that we price it an amount that's profitable for you and your business. So not only just covering the basic expenses, such as if you're giving like a lawn care, sometimes that can be in a subscription base throughout the summer. Not only covering like the lawn, the gas, the employees, any other chemicals that are needed for that kind of service, but also so the business can be making a profit, not just a $1 profit on top of every single payment.
Right. You take the lawn care, we like to jump on that bandwagon almost every time that we get here. But, the lawn care, right, maybe 6 months of the year, the other 6 months, maybe not. But there's probably 3 months worth of snow removal. That's a potential service that you could add to, again, and just say, you know what? If they're buying the same or buying two different services from the same company, instead of it being maybe heavier in the summertime because you've got the 6 months there, and in the wintertime maybe it's really only a 3-month scenario where you've got a monthly payment going, you then put it over the 12 months and then it becomes a lower payment, and it's the same payment month after month. But they just get the lawn service, and maybe there's the the spring cleanup, and then the lawn service through the summer, and then in the fall, same idea. Come in, you rake up all the leaves, you dispose of the leaves. There's a little bit of time, and then you're into maybe there's a winter prep that you do, right? Maybe you check the lawn, or the garden hose, and you check the eaves troughs. Like there's a lot of things that you could add to make it the value there. And I think we were touched on this, or we were going to touch on it. Definitely make sure you've got the value there. And again, like I said, if you bring it in, and that's why that dog food, sorry to go back to the dog food thing there. Like you don't want to do the cheap dog food just because you want to make a quick few bucks. If you do it as a premium dog food, and premium dog food usually comes with a premium profit margin, right? So you're bringing quality to them, and because it's private label, they'd be more acceptable to be paying more because they know it's private label and that it's a good quality.
Very much.
Something like that.
If you have any questions, any thoughts, if you have any objections, just let us know.
Challenge us, please.
Put in the comments and share it with other business owners. Let them know. Share, our advice with them, as well as invite them to ask us any questions that they have. Yeah.
Yep, and we're on to episode 4 on our podcast as well. So check out all the podcast streaming services and find us under the 5% Club with Maria Mejia and David Pataki. Share, like, comment, all those fun things.
Yeah, and also let me know whenever I say something very American. I can take it.
But we love you anyways, Maria.
So we will see all of you guys next time.
All right. Bye.
Bye.